Hello, dressmakers. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I hope you are well. I hope you are doing fine. I hope you are well. I hope you are doing fine. Today we are back on another sewing live stream. Today we are back, and I hope you can all hear me. I hope you are well. I hope you are doing great. I'm glad we are here. I hope I'm in a good view of the camera. Let me see. So today we are going to be sewing our trouser pattern, which we did draft and cut yesterday. If you are not in yesterday's session and you are wondering how we came about the pieces, these are the pieces of my pattern which we already cut. We actually drafted the pattern yesterday, and I also did cut the pattern yesterday as well. I did that off the camera actually. If you are here, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Okay. I'm trying to see if we can work with this I'm trying to see if I can have this live stream on the landscape so that you can see whatever I am doing all at once, but I don't know. Not sure about what I'm seeing here. Not sure you guys will be cool with what is happening here. I might just have to go portraits. I might just have to go portraits with this that I'm seeing. But if we are cool with it, I could totally go on with it being landscape. I just felt that this landscape thing is going to help you see everything I'm doing all at once, whether I'm sewing, whether I am overlocking, or whether I am pressing. Okay, so and that's why I choose to do landscape. But for some reasons, I think YouTube just wants to be cool with the live session being on portrait mode. Let's say gone are those days when we had the landscape to ourselves and we enjoyed that. Okay, so I think we should do the portrait mode right now. I'm just going to switch up my camera a bit. So let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, alrighty. I think it's better now. We are going to be able to see a little bit of what I'm doing on this end. Let me tilt this a little bit. Okay, so I think that if I am pressing and I am sewing now, you can see both at once. So I think we are good to go now. All right, now, so this is perfect. Let's go ahead with this. Okay, so welcome back, everyone. Everyone who joined yesterday, I want to specially welcome you back. I hope you are here. I had Deborah on the session. I had Moturaya on the session. I had amazing dressmakers on the session yesterday. I hope you guys are here. I remember I said we were going to have this live stream by 12, but I couldn't get myself here by 12. So I apologize for that. And then I'm ready. Let's kick start the sewing and let's go on. So now we are sewing a trouser pants, and in yesterday's tutorial session we actually learned how to cut and how to draft this trouser pattern. And I have here a two-piece which I already cut off the camera. I told you guys I was going to cut it off the camera, and I already did. Okay, so I have this two for the front, I have this two for the back. Okay, so I think this is actually the front, this is the back. Then I have this for my band, all right, which I actually cut two-piece each for the band. So then I also have this, which I actually cut two-piece each. Cutting the band, I actually cut that the center should be on fold, like I told us in the live stream session yesterday. So welcome back everyone. The other thing I also did off the camera is I went to overlock all the rough edges of my fabric. Okay, I've done that to save us time so that this afternoon we can just quickly start with the sewing. Normally after cutting all your pattern pieces like that, the first thing you need to do is go ahead to overlock. All right, so you go ahead to overlock before then you now start putting the pieces together. So just to save time, I've done that off the camera. So now I'm going to now take out pins. Let's take out pins from all of this. I'm going to take out the pins so that we can start. Okay, so now I just took out the pins from this is actually the two piece that is for my front, and this is the center front and this is the side. Okay, so the first thing is I put both center fronts together and I sew on the center front. Okay, I sew it down to the crotch, and that's what I'm doing right now. So we had a 5-inch seam allowance yesterday, and that's what I'm going to be sewing with today. Okay, now here is what we have. We have the center front put together already. So next I'm going to do the same thing to the center back as well. Ensure that you are putting both right sides facing each other, then you sew. It's totally fine when you're putting this part together. You can go ahead to first use your pins to hold them together. If you're a beginner, I advise that you do that. Use your pins to hold them together all the way, then you sew. Okay, that would be easier for you to work with. So now that we have been able to put the center back together as well, okay, the next thing is for us to take the darts. We had a dart on the back pattern yesterday. I hope we all remember. So, and we had a 1-inch dart, which means we are going to be taking half an inch, unfold like this, just like you would normally pick your darts. Okay, and our that is after taking up our band, we have a dart of 4 inch left, and that's what we are simply going to be taking. And the same thing, I'm just going to do it on the other piece as well. I'm just simply measuring the length of my darts just now. So at this point now, I'll go ahead to give this a press, and I will also open this to press as well. I will press out this seam. Okay, sewing a perfect pants, it's important that you always open press all the seams. It gives you that perfect seam at the end of the day. So I'm going to open press this seam, open press this seam as well as press down our darts. Then the next thing we are going to do is we are going to put the inner tie of the two together just like this. Okay, but let's go ahead to open press first, then I'm going to now come back. Okay, so I believe you can see my ironing table here, so I'm just simply going to be pressing that for us now before we go further. Okay, someone is saying, which country am I from? Okay, I'm Nigerian. I am Nigerian. I'm Nigerian and I am right here in Lagos, Nigeria. Okay, so I'm just, my iron is on now. I'm just going to give it a few seconds to power up. Then we press this open. Okay, the iron is ready, and then I'm just simply pressing this open. By the time I'm done pressing, I'm going to show us what we have. Okay, so I'm done pressing this, and this is what we have. You can see it's open. You can also see this part as well. It's looking really flat. So that's done. Just going to quickly do the second one. Okay, so you press out your darts. Okay, so give the dart a good press so everything sets in nicely. Okay, now I'm pressing the seam open on the center. I must tell you that if you are having let me sit down so you can see me. If you are having your zipper fly at the front, like I said yesterday, I have a video up on my channel where I showed you how to actually make a zipper fly. So if you would like to have a zipper fly on your pants and you don't know how, please check out that video. It will be helpful a lot. So if you would be having a zipper, you know you would not sew the center to the waistline. Okay, you have to leave about 7 inches here. Depending on the length of your zipper, you have to leave this part out before then you now sew towards the crotch. That's if you are having a zipper fly, but the zipper of this pant is going to be to the side. Okay, so that's why I had to close the center front. Okay, so oh, thank you. My outfit looks so great. Thank you. Rustem, I hope I have pronounced that correctly. Pardon me. Okay, so thank you so much, Rustem. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, which country am I from? I'm from Nigeria. I'm from Nigeria. Please power tap your screen. Can you tap the center of your screen for me twice? That way, other people can join in this live stream and I can enjoy my time with you all while we learn together, while we have a chat together. It's a sort of work and play thing, okay? So let's just enjoy each other's company as we sew. So now here is the center back. Here is the wrong side of the center back. Don't mind the fabric. The fabric is really dirty. It's going to be washed, so it's nothing to be worried about. Here is the center front, okay, and here is the wrong side of the center front, okay. So now that this is in place, the next thing to do is go ahead to pick up. Okay, let's go on with the sides so that we do not get confused in any way. Okay, so while we are sewing the pants, if you want the zipper to be on the side, you have to consider that if the person is right-handed, it simply means that the zipper has to be on the left side of the body. But if you are sewing for your client and your client is right-handed, like left-handed now, like he or she uses the left hand instead of the right for most of the things, then the zipper has to be on the right side of the body. So I hope we all get that gist, okay? So do I need to repeat that, or we already have that? If you are sewing for yourself or you're sewing for your clients and you are right-handed, you use your right hand for most of the things, ensure that your zipper is on the left side, is installed on the left side of the pants. If you are actually left-handed, you use your left hand for most of your activities, then your zipper has to be installed on the right side of the body. So now I'm right-handed. Now my zipper will have to be installed on the left side of my body. Do we all understand that? So here my zipper will be installed here. So we're about to join two sides together. So here is the left side. Okay. Now I am simply going to take a measurement of about, I have a zipper here. Okay. So my zipper here is measuring, my zipper here is measuring 10 inches. So, and we have a band of 1.5 inch. So we have on this pattern 8.5. Okay. So I'm just simply going to come down here by 8 inches. All right. So I did 8 inches or 7.5 is just totally fine here. Then I'm going to start my sewing from my 8 inches mark. Thank you everyone for joining. Let me know which country you have joined me from this afternoon. Let me know what time of the day it is where you are joining me from. It's afternoon here in Lagos, Nigeria, so pardon me if I say afternoon, afternoon, afternoon. Okay? So it's because it's afternoon where I am right now. Okay, so I decided to do 7 inches and I'm going to be sewing from the 7 inches mark, half inch for my seam allowance all the way down. So let's sew. While you are sewing, ensure that both ends of your pants meet like this. Ensure that it meets. By the time you are done sewing, you should not have one being longer than the other because you cut this with a pattern. As long as your pattern is correct, your fabric pieces should also be accurate. So ensure that both ends meet just like that. Okay, so I'm done with one end, which is the left side of my pants, and you can see I've sewn that part, and I'm now going to equally do the same thing to this other end as well, which is now the right side. So for the right side, I'm simply going to be sewing from the top all the way down. So you sew from the top here all the way down. You only need to leave out this part because it's going to carry the zipper. But for this side, we don't have anything happening on this side. So you just go ahead to sew this part from the top all the way down, okay? Dressmakers, please tap your screen for me twice. Send me an emoji. Let me know what country you are joining from. Rustin, what country are you joining me from? And then there's also um I also have Yuso here. What country are you joining me from? Let me know what country you are joining me from, okay? So let's start the sewing from the top all the way. Okay, now the sewing on this other side is also equally done. Now you can see that our trouser is gradually coming together. So I'm just going to pin this in place. Or you could go ahead to just hold this down with like a basting stitch, something like that. But I've pinned that in, and then the next thing is I come towards the center, which is like the inner thigh. Take a look at what this look like. Okay, so this part is the inner thigh. Okay, so I'm just going to be picking this now. I ensure that this center here match up with this center here as well. Okay, I hope we can all see that. All right, so here is my inner thigh. Just going to quickly show us that again. Here is my inner thigh. This is my inner thigh. Okay, so I'm just going to pick this together like this. Okay, to sew up. All right, so you can just simply pin that in place. Pin this center first, because you want that center to meet. Okay, so pin this in place just like this. The notch that you have on your pattern, which you have transferred on your fabric, will guide you. So at this point it will seem as if one is a little longer than the other, so you now need to use the front piece to guide and sew in on the back piece. Okay, it's gonna seem like you want to stretch out the front piece a bit. You are stretching out only the front piece. Then it's not like you are stretching out, you're just pushing the back piece up in a way that it's the front and the back meets and it accommodates each other. I hope we all understand that. So now I've pinned everything in place and everything is already meeting properly. So now I will go ahead to pin this other end in place just as I did the same, just as I did the other piece as well. So I'm just putting all my notch together, because the notch is very important to guide us. Okay, so my notch is what's guiding me, and that's why I always tell my dressmakers, I always tell all of my sewing friends that notches are lifesavers. They save you a lot of stress while you are sewing, so don't always forget or don't always joke with your notch. Your notch are quite important. Can we all power tap our screen? Please tap your screen. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Please give me a thumbs up. It's quite important to me because this session gets to reach more people when we do that. Give me a thumbs up. Drop me a comment. I'm always here to reply you. Let me know what country you're joining me from. Let me know if I have Deborah on this live stream session. She was here with me yesterday. We had a good time. She was here with me through to the end. And let me know also if we have some other people that joined in yesterday. Okay. So we are going to go on sewing this, which is the other inner thigh. Okay. Ensure that you're sewing over your front piece. That way your back piece doesn't stretch more than it should. Okay, ensure that you are sewing over your front piece. And here is what I mean by over your front piece. This is the front piece of this pant, and this is the back piece. So while I'm putting this under my presser foot, I do not put it this way, okay? I do not put it from the back. If I go ahead to pick this end and I sew it like this, it means I'm sewing over the back piece, okay? And while you are doing that, the fabric may tend to stretch out even more. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to sew over your front piece, the front piece of the pants. Okay, then you can totally start your sewing from this center, then take one side and then the other side, or you go ahead to start all the here. When you get here, ensure that this point matches up, then you continue your sewing all the way down, and that's what I want to do just now. Don't forget to always secure your stitch by back stitching. It's quite important. I'm sure we all know that's quite important in sewing anything whatsoever. To secure your stitch is as good as what you are sewing, because you don't want your seam ripping off. The seam allowance that we have in here on the inner thigh is also half an inch, and that's what we are sewing this by. Okay, so when I get to the center, here is what I like to do. I just like to back stitch for a bit so it gives the center some strength. Okay, I like to just back stitch the center points of both front and back. And that's what I just did now. Hi everyone, thank you again for joining me in today's live stream session. I'm always glad to be here with you guys on here on YouTube. It's always like a work and fun thing. So I hope you are all well. For the sake of everyone that is just joining us, for the sake of everyone that is just joining us, we are sewing the pants which we drafted yesterday. So if you were with me on the live stream yesterday, you will know the pants we drafted yesterday. And today we are just putting the pieces of the fabric together. By the time this is done properly and accurately, this center should meet. And also, now we can now turn this inside out. Okay, guys, take a look. You can see that our pant it's gradually coming along. Oh, this will look so beautiful on me. Okay, so let's keep sewing. The next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to press open my seam. I've said it earlier, the trick on having a good finished pant is pressing. So ensure that you press all your seam open. So now I'm just going to press my seam open, and after that I'm going to come on to sew on the band. Okay, so I'm just going to go on and press. So I'm opening up the seam now, and I'm pressing everything down. And while I press, I'm going to use my tailor's hammer to just set in this seam. I'm going to get that now. Okay, so I have that here. I'm just going to use this to set in the seam. That way everything looks nice and flat. If you have any questions that regard sewing, please feel free to ask me. We are actually sewing a female pant. Okay, this is a female pant. So anything that regards sewing of female pants, please ask me in the comments. And also, if you're new on here on this channel is dedicated to everything sewing, fabric beading, and embellishments. And if you want to get to see some of the fun stuff I do, you can look into my YouTube shorts. I'm sure most of you must have at one time or the other seen me on YouTube shorts. So it's mostly fun stuff and the snippets of tutorial that we share on here on the channel. Okay, so if you like to see some fun stuff that I do, you can check out the YouTube shorts segment of the channel. You are going to see everything on there. So I'm simply pressing open my seam, and I'm doing this all of this pressing on the wrong side. And after now, I'll go ahead to also do the same pressing on the right side as well. So please don't forget, please power tap your screen, tap the center of your screen twice. That way you are able to like this live stream, and that way the algorithm helps me to share it to more people, and that's way you are going to help me grow this YouTube channel. Can you see what you're doing for me? By simply tapping your screen twice. So you are helping me a lot. So I'm gonna say thank you. So we've been able to press all of this inside. So I'm just going to give it another press outside here. So everything looks nice and flat. Okay, almost done, almost there. You really just have to iron your pants. If you don't iron your pants, it's going to look like it's not well tailored, and you're not going to get that sleek look at the end of the day. So it's always nice to press your pants so well. So so this is here is done, and then I'm going to just put this aside now. Can you see what it looks like? This looks good. It's coming along so well. So I'm just simply going to take off the pattern from my band, and then we are going to sew that. So I'm going to take the center of my band first. Okay, ensure that its right sides facing each other. And I've also gone ahead to take a look at what it looks like. I've also gone ahead to add interfacing, the non-woven interfacing. That is like the paper stay. We call that paper stay here in Nigeria. Okay, so I added that to it as well, to the wrong side. So this is like the right side of the fabric. So I added it to the front and the back. So I'm placing down my pattern this way, and then once again I'm going to take a look at my pants to see that I have an opening towards my left. Okay, this opening. So it means that while I'm sewing this together, I must ensure that this side is open. So on the band, I'm going to simply join only one side together. Okay, I've notched the sides so I don't get confused. So I'm simply placing and arranging everything in place. Like I said earlier, notches are lifesaver. Always notch your, after you cut your pattern and you have your fabric pieces, before you cut your fabric pieces, ensure that you have notches in place. Notches are lifesavers. Notches are lifesavers. So I'll go on to put all these pieces together now. I'll pick one for the back and I'll pick one for the front. So which one should I pick? I'm just trying to see which one I should pick now. Okay, I'm just going to pick this like this. So I'm simply joining the sides of the band together, and I'm doing that on the wrong side. So wrong side to wrong side and right side to right side. I hope you can all see what I'm doing. Okay, so there we go. So wrong side to wrong side and right side to right side is what I just did now. And I'm just simply pinning this. I pin this as well. Then, so now I have pinned all of the three pieces together. So now I'm just simply going to sew it like this on the sides, okay, on the sides. And I am going to ensure that the other side is actually open. So with half an inch is what I'm sewing with. So you place the wrong side of your band facing you just like this. And once you have done that, you make sure that on your band, both center comes together, center back, okay? Center back of the band. With half an inch is what I'm joining this with. So now for my side, because I want one side to be open, which is going to be this side on the trouser, I've gone ahead to join the front to the back by the side. Then by the time this comes on the right side, it's going to look like this. So this side will still be open on the pants. So I'm just going to simply do the same thing for this other piece as well. I'm going to join on the side, and I'm also going to join on the center back. Please power tap your screen for me, tap on the center of your screen for me, give this video a thumbs up. Please give this video a thumbs up. Everyone, please do that for me, give this video a thumbs up. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm just simply joining the center of the band at the center back of the band. So now that this is done, we have the center. The next thing now we need to do is go ahead to put everything together. Okay. Okay. Uh, I think we need to rip this seam. Something seems to be wrong here. So I need to get my seam ripper. Okay, I'm simply going to get my seam ripper now. God, I'm still counting my blessings. What have you done in my life? So I'm just simply unpicking these seams now. There seems to be a mismatch somewhere right there. There's a mismatch somewhere. And I'm just simply going to quickly correct this now. It was just a mismatch, nothing serious. Thank you to everyone that is still right there sticking with me. Love you all. And so it was just a case of a mismatch. That was all. So, so I think this is the correct side. So this is the correct side. So these are the correct pieces. Let's just correct. Okay. Okay, so I've just put together the correct pieces now, and everything looks great already. Okay, so I'm just going to press all of the seam open, then I put it together to join these two right sides facing each other. So I'm just going to quickly press. So I'm pressing my seam open, and I'm also allowing it to set in with my tailor's arm. ensuring that everything is nice and flat. So this is done. So everything is nice and flat. And I'm just going to simply do this one as well. So first is to press down. Now I turn it over to the right side and I press down as well. Then I use my tailor's arm. I use my tailor's arm to press, and that's it. So now I'm going to put these two together, right sides facing each other. Then I'm going to sew this part. This part is going to be my waistline. This is my waistline. So I'm going to sew this, then turn it over and top stitch or under stitch, whatever you call it. It's just perfect. I hope you are having a good time with me. I hope you are learning. I think I've dropped a few tips here, and one of the tip is having a good press. So ironing should be your best friend. So while you are making pants, so I'm just simply sewing this top now. I had a good time with Deborah here yesterday. There was a subscriber named Deborah. I had a good time with her yesterday. I was hoping she was going to be here today. If you're here, please let me know in the comments, Deborah, if you're here yesterday, or if there was anyone on this live stream session where we were drafting these pants and you are here again today, please let me know in the comment section. So you can take a look at the pants. You will notice that there's a slight curve on this pant. So it's important that we notch this pant before we turn it over and then we top stitch. Okay? But before you do that, it's important that you pick up your pants to have an idea of the length. Ensure that everything matches. If you have actually drafted your patterns correctly, everything should match. Okay, so this is good. Center meets sides, center and center back meets here. It also meets on the side as well. So I think everything here looks pretty good. So we can now go ahead to notch and then top stitch. We are actually notching because this is a curved band. This band is actually drafted from the trouser pattern itself. So I'm just simply giving it notch all around the curve now. Then after notching like this, I'm just going to trim everything down a little to reduce the bulkiness or the volume of fabric around there. So I'm just simply trimming down to a quarter. Remember we sewed this by half an inch, so I'm just simply trimming down this by half of what we sewed it down by. That way we would not have a lot of bulk on the band. So that's just another tip that I just gave you just now. So ensure that you trim down, ensure that you notch, and then I can assure you that your sewing project will come out great. The front is quite important. The notch is very important on the front because you know on the front we had the front slant. So it's important that we notch the front. Excuse me for a moment. So I'm now going to just stop stitch on any one that I want to use as the front. It doesn't have to be anyone really, anyone in particular. You just pick one that looks nicer and finer. So I'm just going to simply pick that and then sew. Now I've sewn this down, I'm now simply going to press. So as you are pressing, it is important that you press with the curve. Ensure that you do not go ahead and now straighten out the curve. You need that curve just the way it is. You don't want to deform the form it has come with on the pattern. Okay, you press it on the wrong side and you press it on the right side as well. And after this pressing is done, you're going to see this little bit of giving off that you see here, and this is as a result of the stop stitch that happened here. So you just simply trim this out. So I'm just simply trimming this out now. Dressmakers, please can you tap on your screen twice? Please tap on your screen twice. Thank you. Please, I want you to give this live stream session a thumbs up. Please do. Thank you. I have 7 thumbs up already. Thank you, everyone. Please give this video a thumbs up. Okay, so next thing now, I'm just going to simply pick up my pants and then join the band. I'm going to simply match up. First, I'm going to note the center front of the band, and I'm simply going to match the center of this band to the center of my pants. Center of the band to the center of the pants, and I'm going to pin in place. Center of the band to the center of the pants. Okay, side of the band to the side of the pants. The side of the band is not difficult for you to see because you will see that joint, okay? So the center back of the band to the center back of the pants. That is also not difficult because of the joints. So just follow through with the joints and everything will come out perfect. And once you've been able to pin it all round just like that, the next thing will be to sew it all round. Okay, dressmakers, I think at this point I need to get up to quickly power my phone. At this point, I'm going to have to let go of the microphone so that I can charge my phone for a bit because I don't want us to be disconnected from this live stream just like that. I think I'm getting a notification of my battery being low, so I think I need to quickly do that just now. Please bear with me. I have to go off the mic now. Now I'm just going to power my phone here. Okay, so the phone is charging now, and I think we are good to go. Please, everyone, I just want to be sure that we can all still hear me. Can we still hear me? Please, I want to be sure that we can all still hear me. Let me check from my end. Okay, I think we can hear me. So let's continue with our sewing. Now I'm just simply going to put all that we have pinned together, and I'm just going to sew everything together. So I'm just doing this from one side to the other side. So you have to do this as gently as possible because it's like you are sewing two inverted curves together. So do this as gently as possible. Ensure that all your seams are wide open, like your seams are open while you put this waistband together to the trouser. at that put together, this is what we have. A few adjustments needs to be made here. So I'm going to have to rip off this seam. Who else doesn't like ripping off? Ripping off seam. Seam ripping is just one task we all do not enjoy. I'm not sure there's anyone, any sewist or any tailor or any seamstress here that actually loves ripping off seam. If there is any, let me know. Let me pick up my phone. Just so if you are there and you just think it's no big deal ripping off seam, I would like to know how you've been able to get the courage to always do that. Okay, so I'm just going to gently match up this, all of these points, because I really want everything to look good and perfect. There's a bit of shift on the joints, and that is what I just want to quickly fix. Okay. I just try to match up the seam, so this is already matching up nicely. So I'm just going to try and match up all other joints as well. I actually did pin this, but it doesn't seem like pinning that was quite effective. It didn't do what it's supposed to do. So I'm just going to stitch it down a bit, then sew it all around. So this joint is also matching up nicely as well. So I'm just going to sew up all of that parts now. Okay, now this is done. Just cutting off all of these hanging threads. Okay, so the pants is almost ready. Take a look at this. So the next thing now is to give this a good press it down, then overlock. And after that, I'm going to now attach the zipper. Okay. So now that this is done, I'm just simply going to overlock these rough edges before, I'm just going to overlock it right there before I join in my zipper. I have my zipper right here. So we are going to be joining this zipper to this side, okay? So I'm just going to tilt my camera a bit so we can all see this overlocker while I'm working on it. Can we all see this now? Okay, so I think we can all see that now. Okay, so I'm just trying to get the overlocker in view so that we all can see what I'm doing while I'm at it. Okay, so the overlocker already has a matching thread to the fabric that we are sewing. So I'm just simply going to overlock the waist that we just joined now. This is a 3-thread overlocker, okay? In case you are wondering, just in case you are wondering what this overlocker is, this is a 3-thread overlocker. So I'm almost done overlocking all of this. So I like to tie the end of my overlock thread. I just like to tie it like this, just into the loop. I like to tie it like that. You can also use a loop turner to turn in the leftover thread, but I just think that this method is quite fast and easy. So, and I've been using that for a while now. Not sure I've gotten any issue with it, so it's something that you can totally try out. It works. It works. So I just simply tie it like this. So I just simply do it like this. I do that twice, and that's it. It secures my overlock. So now that I have this now, I'll simply turn the camera this way as well, so that I can just press it down a little bit so that all of the thread can relax. Then we put our zipper. Excuse me. Excuse me, please. So the waist we are working with is 30 inches. So by the time we measure this all round, aside the seam allowance, we should have 30 inches. Okay, so, and that's what we are going to be taking out. I'm going to be taking out half an inch from here and also from the other end. And that's what I'm just going to be doing right now. So I've gotten my matching zipper as well, and I place it over my pants this way. Okay, I have a video up on the channel on how to fix a zipper. If you're having trouble fixing a perfect zipper, all you need to do is go ahead to just give it a little bit of press to open up the zipper teeth. So you can see what I'm doing now. Just give it a little bit of press to open up the zipper teeth, and then you are good to go. If you just need more details on that, the video is up on my channel. You can just check it out before you leave the channel after this live stream session. Okay, then another tip on achieving a perfect zipper is to get a zipper foot. To get a zipper foot, I have one with me here. A zipper foot looks like this. Okay, it looks like this, something like this. So you can just simply change the foot that you have on your machine to this to fix your zipper. So I'm just simply going to change the foot now. Okay, I've pinned my zipper in on my trouser and I'm just simply going to sew. This method on attaching a zipper is quite easy. Like, it's quite easy because the zipper foot helps you to get really close to the zipper, and then also pressing out the zipper also allows the zipper to aid the movement of the zipper foot. So the zipper foot is just the game changer that is doing the magic. So if you have trouble putting on or sewing on a perfect zipper, I would advise that you go ahead to get a zipper foot. So as soon as we're done with the pants, the only thing that will be left is to sew the hem line. Okay, so we are almost done with this zipper fixing now. Okay, so you can see everything looks perfect on our zipper. The zipper is already installed now. Okay, so I'm just going to press it also a little more, and then we are going to have the end line pressed, and I'm going to give it a good fit. Let's see how everything came along. Okay, so can you see how perfect the zipper is looking now? All you need to do is now just put a little hook and eye here, so it can be easy for the zipper to, or it can be easy for me to fit the trouser. And it's also advisable for you to always have a little hook and eye for your clients, or if you're making for yourself. That way it's easy for you to put on your trouser by yourself and zip it up, and you're good to go. So the last thing to do now is on the M line. So how I'm going to do this M line is that I'm going to first of all overlock this all round, and after overlocking this, then I'm now going to use the notch right here as my guide. Then I'm now going to sew it on. Okay, so I'm just going to be right here overlocking. So I'm done overlocking one leg of the trouser. I'm just going to overlock the second. Alright, so I'm done overlocking now. Now I'm going to press. And how am I going to press this? I'm going to use this notch that I have here as my guide, the 2-inch notch. So I'm going to fold this down like this, and I'm going to press it all around. Fold it down like this. If you have some pins, again we are coming back to our notch. You can see how important our notch is. So if you have some pins, you can use it to secure it in place on both joints, just like that. You can also confirm the measurements. It's supposed to be 2 inches, so we go ahead and confirm the measurement. 2 inches. This is 2 inches already. So this is what this is going to look like. Then we are going to now sew all around. But the very important step is that you press it first. Pressing it helps to make everything really easier. You want to guide to press down your 2 inches. As you fold, confirm the measurements so you don't have anything looking like a twist along the line. Okay, so one leg is done. Now we are going to do the other leg, starting from the joints on both sides and the inner thigh. So after that, then you go ahead into the front, which is the center line, confirming the measurement to be 2 inches. Pin it down, then do the same thing for the back piece. Okay. So now that this is done, I will go ahead to press everything down nicely. Ensure that the pins are still intact. Leave the pins there, okay? These are the things that helps or make the sewing really easier. These are the things that makes the sewing of the hem line really easy. Okay? So once you are done with one leg, you do the same thing on the other leg as well. So another thing that could be done to this hem line, which I'm really considering right now, is to go ahead to hem with my hand hemming, which is the needle and thread. And I think I'm going to like that. That way my seam is not going to show on the outside, but I think every other thing looks good. Every other thing looks good on this pant. I'm going to fit it for you to see. Then after that, I'm just simply going to go and hem it by hand, and that's it. Our pant is ready. So I'm just going to quickly go off the camera right now to fit it. Then I will come back to show us all the results on how it looks. So I'm just going to quickly fit that now. Everyone, this pants looks so good. Take a look. Like, guys, just take a look at this. Take a look at how nice this sits. How perfect this sits. Really? Can you guys see that? This is quite beautiful, and this fits so well. So if you were here while we drafted the pattern of this yesterday, like I was saying, having a hook and eye here will make this work really easy. So I'm just going to simply hook it first, then I'm able to zip it up on my own. But like this, I may need somebody's help to zip it up for me. There's no one here with me now. Okay. not tight. It's not tight, guys. It's not tight. But it's just that because it's a side zipper, there is a need for me to put hook and hide there first. Okay, so aside that, you guys look at this. Like, look at this. Can we even see the feet all the way to the ground? Can we see this? Can we see this? This looks perfect. This looks good. So I hope that this pattern has been able to prove to you that you also can sew your own pattern as well. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly take this off, then I'm going to come back and we are going to do the outro, and then we call it a day. Okay, everyone, so I'm glad we all joined me to sew this pants, and I'm glad we all got to see the outcome of this pants. This amazing, great fits and all of that. So I hope that you are now convinced that sewing your own pants can also be quite easy as well. Thank you everyone for joining me again. Before we all go, can you please tap your screen? Tap your screen twice, and if you're new on this channel, this is actually a channel that's dedicated to everything sewing, pattern drafting, fabric beading and embellishment, and everything that relates to fashion and making fashion pieces. I have had a good time with you all sewing this pants. I hope you also have learned a thing or two, and then I want to say thank you to all returning subscribers. If you have not subscribed, please do well to subscribe before you go. It's totally free. It's free, please. So subscribe before you go, and I'll see us all. Before I go, let me remind us that Sunday live stream session is always for fabric beading, and then this live stream session today is all about sewing trouser, which we just did. We just made these pants like in less than how many minutes. We just made this pants now. Like, we just made this pants. Can you believe we just made this pants? So, and I just fit this now, and the fit is so perfect. This is a trouser pant and it fits so perfectly. So we just made this pant now. So do well to join me on my sewing channel, and you are going to learn a lot. Subscribe. If you find any of my video really impactful, share it with your sewing friends, and then let's grow this channel together. And if there's any video request that you would like to make, please let me know in any. You can watch any of my video and comment on your video request there, and I'll be glad and happy to share with you. I'll see us all again. I'm going to be uploading a tutorial today. Don't forget to check out my channel later today or tomorrow to check out that latest video. And on Sunday again, I'm going to be uploading another video. Then in the evening on Sunday, I'm going to be meeting us all here again as we actually learn fabric beading and embellishment together. Sundays are for fabric beading and embellishment. Thank you everyone for joining me on today's live stream. Again, until I see you, bye for now. It's Mutura the Dressmaker signing out. Bye, dressmakers. Yeah, it's time to end the video. Thank you everyone that has joined in today. I had a good time.